This is Valley News Live at noon.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Tatum Miller. The top candidate for the open Dilworth police chief position has removed himself from consideration. Lieutenant Justin Carloni was chosen as the top candidate for the job by the council back in March when the Dilworth City Council voted 4-1 to offer him the position. The reason Carloni dropped out was not given, but officials say the Dilworth City Council will move forward and determine the next steps in the search for a new chief during next Monday's council meeting. On to the weather now. A few flurries are flying in on this cool Friday here in the valley. Let's send things over to First Alert Storm Team Summer Schnellbach.
Thank you so much. I just keep thinking back to last weekend when temperatures were in the 70s and 80s. And now on the 19th of April, we are seeing areas of snow. We have had some reports of some light accumulations, mostly on grassy surfaces, but roads may become briefly slick with these snow showers. And temperatures are in the 30s with wind chills in the teens and 20s. Weird to say, but bundle up on this Friday afternoon. Here's a look at the satellite and radar showing widely scattered hit and miss showers of snow and overcast skies as well. This is still in association with the low pressure that brought us much of the same yesterday. That low is pushing a little bit further to the north and east. We're still on the back side, feeling the colder air filtering in, still seeing the wind as well behind this low pressure system. We're gusting to around 31 in Fargo, 30 in Hallock, Langdon, a gust to 35 in Jamestown, 36 in Sisseton and Aberdeen. Some stronger winds out towards Bismarck and Mobridge, a little closer to gusts to 40 miles per hour. But for the rest of today, Tatum, we can expect on and off snow showers, temperatures approaching the low 40s here in Fargo, hoping to see at least a brief glimmer of the sunshine today, but more sunshine and warmer temperatures in store for the weekend. We'll break it down, what you need to know, in just a few minutes.
I should have known those 70s were too good to be true.
A little bit of false spring, as we like to say around here.
Right? Thank you, Summer. Recently filed court documents are shedding light on what we may be able to expect at the federal sexual assault trial for a former West Fargo elementary school principal. Witnesses are expected to testify against David George, among them a 10-year-old boy who George is accused of taking to South Dakota where he was assaulted, and a woman in her 30s who says George molested her when she was 8 years old. He was a preteen himself. Federal charges were filed against George in March. He was a longtime school administrator. George resigned from his job as principal at Independence Elementary the day he was arrested. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is asking for your help finding a wanted fugitive. William Amick is charged with 13 felony counts related to child sexual abuse material. The incidents involve multiple victims between the ages of newborn and 7 years old. Amick, whose picture is on your screen, is described as a white male about 6'3" and 123 pounds. Investigators say he often uses a false female identity online. We have much more information about this case on our VNL News app, including how you can submit an anonymous tip. The Biden administration says it's working towards de-escalation following Israel's overnight attack on Iran. Today's strike was in retaliation for Iran's unprecedented drone and missile strike against Israel last weekend. Natalie Brand reports from Washington, D.C.
Less than 24 hours after U.S. officials say an Israeli missile struck Iran, Secretary of State Antony Blinken wouldn't comment on reports the White House was given advance notice, but made clear the U.S. was not part of it.
The United States has not been involved in any offensive operations. The United States, along with our partners, will continue to work for de-escalation.
The early morning hit was in an area where Iran has several nuclear sites, but the UN's top atomic energy body said there was no damage to the nuclear facility.
Did not hit a nuclear facility. The counterstrike was actually about targeting an area near it so we can send a message indicating that we will retaliate and we will do next time possibly the actual facility, but this time we're not.
The strike came less than a week after Iran's unprecedented retaliatory drone and missile attack on Israel, the country's first direct assault on Israel from its own territory. National security and foreign policy expert Asha Castleberry Hernandez says Israel's strike sends a message it's able to penetrate Iran's airspace.
Your response showed no international support with regards to intercepting the actual counterstrike, like what you saw in Israel, where you had the United Kingdom, United States, even Jordan and Saudi providing support to the Israeli security forces.
Iran has been downplaying Israel's attack with no damage reported. Many intelligence experts believe the limited scope of the strike will allow Iran to walk away from further escalation. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
This latest attack comes as tensions in the Middle East remain dangerously high, with Israel fighting the war in Gaza, Iranian-backed militias in Lebanon, and unrest in the West Bank. Former President Donald Trump's hush money trial resumes for its fourth day today. A 12-person jury plus an alternate has now been selected for the trial. Prosecutors and the defense team selected the jurors from a pool of nearly 200 people. Trump has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records related to a $130,000 payment made to adult film actor Stormy Daniels at the end of the 2016 election cycle. Prosecutors say the payment was made to keep Daniels quiet about her alleged sexual encounter with Trump. However, he has denied the affair. Tomorrow is the 25th anniversary of one of the most infamous mass school shootings in U.S. history. On April 20th, 1999, 2 students murdered a teacher and 12 classmates in a carefully planned attack at Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado. The shooters, 18-year-old Eric Harris and 17-year-old Dylan Klebold, killed themselves at the end of their rampage. The massacre lasted less than an hour, but left a mark that colors Americans' perceptions of school shootings to this day. Columbine also changed how we handled mass shootings. Active shooter drills at schools became standard, and police are now trained to immediately converge on an active shooter and eliminate the threat rather than treat it as a potential hostage situation. We have a major traffic impact alert for drivers in North Fargo today. Starting today, 45th Street North will close between 19th Avenue and 32nd Avenue. Vehicles will be detoured to Interstate 29 via 19th Avenue and Cass County Road 20. The closure is for the full reconstruction of 45th Street North into an urban concrete roadway. 45th is expected to remain closed until this fall. In South Fargo, starting today, the lanes of 32nd Avenue South will be reduced to 1 lane between 25th Street South and 23rd Street South. Crews will be replacing a concrete panel in the roadway. The lane closure is expected to be in place for up to 5 days. Well, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, you can grab a beer at Junkyard in West Fargo for a good cause. The brewery is teamed up with Feed My Starving Children to raise money for kids in need. The Fargo PAC team will serve lunch in the tap room from noon to 5 tomorrow, and Junkyard will donate $1 per pint sold during the event. And on Sunday, Junkyard will host a benefit for a Fargo family. Allison Hintz is a wife and mom of 2 who was diagnosed with breast cancer in September. If you'd like to help the family, stop by between noon and 3 on Sunday. We'll have a full list of upcoming events at the brewery on the free VNL News app. You can download and use it for free. Just search VNL News in the App Store today. The Red River Market is coming to Moorhead, and this time they're partnering with MSUM student sustainability organizations to celebrate Earth Day. Over 30 local vendors will be there selling everything from baked goods, household goods, arts, and more. One vendor, Studio FSR, focuses on sustainable packaging, but co-owner, student, and classical composer Frederick Robin recently created a candle unlike any other.
I thought it would be cool to have a multi-sensory experience, and so what these candles have is there's an NFC microchip embedded inside it, and so when you put your phone near it, there'll be a notification that says, do you want to play this specific song that I've written for this specific candle? So you can kind of set the mood for an evening.
So cool! You can find this mother-son owned shop at the Red River Moorhead Market tomorrow from 10 to 2. Today we celebrate the Peace Garden State on National North Dakota Day. North Dakota became the 39th state, joined the United States on November 2nd, 1989. You can celebrate our state by supporting local businesses, visiting historical sites, or simply taking a moment to enjoy the natural beauty of the state. But next, summer is back with a full check of your weekend forecast.